Once upon a time, in a quiet little town, there lived a man named Marcus. Marcus was not unlike many of us. He faced struggles, worries, and uncertainties in his life. Some days he felt lost, as if the world was too much to handle. But one evening, as he sat by the window watching the rain fall, he realized he needed something more, something to guide him through the chaos of life. That was when he discovered Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that promised inner strength and peace of mind. Marcus knew nothing about Stoicism at first, but he was eager to learn. He searched for books that could teach him the basics, but there were so many that he didn't know where to begin. Some were too complex, others seemed outdated. He needed a simple, clear path into the world of Stoic wisdom. If you've ever felt this way, you're not alone. Many people want to learn Stoicism but don't know which books to read first. That's why today we'll explore the best Stoic books for beginners, books that will guide you just as they guided Marcus on his journey. Our first book is Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. This is perhaps the most famous Stoic book ever written. Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor, and yet despite his power he faced difficulties just like anyone else. His book is a collection of personal notes, thoughts he wrote to remind himself how to live with virtue and calm. The beauty of Meditations is that it feels like a conversation with a wise friend. The language is simple, the lessons are profound, and you can open any page to find wisdom that applies to your life. Marcus, our storyteller, found himself returning to this book again and again. One passage that stayed with him was, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This simple idea changed the way Marcus saw his struggles. Next, we have Letters from a Stoic King by Seneca. Seneca was a philosopher and advisor to the Roman Emperor Nero. His letters were written to a friend, explaining Stoic principles in an easy conversational way. What makes this book great for beginners is that Seneca doesn't just talk about philosophy. He talks about life. He gives advice on dealing with anger, facing fear, and finding happiness in simple things. Marcus found Seneca's words comforting, especially when he felt anxious. One of his favorite lessons was Seneca's reminder that we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. This helped Marcus stop worrying about things that might never happen. Another wonderful book for beginners is Enchiridion by Epictetus. Epictetus was born a slave, but through philosophy, he found freedom of the mind. His teachings are direct and practical. Enchiridion is a short handbook that summarizes key Stoic ideas. It teaches you to focus only on what you can control and let go of the rest. For Marcus, this was a game changer. He often stressed about things he couldn't change, other people's opinions, bad weather, or past mistakes. But Epictetus taught him to ask, "Is this within my control? If not, then worrying was pointless." This simple question brought Marcus peace. Now, let's talk about Why to be a Stoic by Massimo Pigliucci. This is a modern book, perfect for those who want a fresh take on Stoicism. Pigliucci explains ancient Stoic ideas in a way that makes sense today. He shares stories from his own life, showing how Stoicism helps him face daily challenges. Marcus liked this book because it felt relatable. It wasn't just ancient wisdom, it was wisdom for modern life. One lesson that stayed with him was the idea of premeditation of adversity. This means imagining tough situations before they happen, so you're prepared when they do. For Marcus, this practice made him stronger. Finally, we have Why the Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday. This book is perfect for beginners because it gives you one Stoic lesson each day. It's like having a daily dose of wisdom. Marcus made it part of his morning routine. He would read one page, reflect on it, and carry its lesson with him throughout the day. Over time, these small lessons added up, shaping his mindset in powerful ways. One of his favorite entries was, Worth, eat, obstacle is the way. This taught him to see challenges not as problems, but as opportunities to grow. As Marcus read these books, something beautiful happened. He began to change. Not the world around him, that was still unpredictable, but his mind. He learned to face difficulties with calm. He stopped wasting energy on things he couldn't control. He found strength in simplicity. And most importantly, he realized that philosophy wasn't just for scholars. It was for anyone who wanted to live a better life. If you're just starting with Stoicism, these books will guide you as they guided Marcus. They are simple, powerful, and full of wisdom that stands the test of time. You don't need to read them all at once. Start with one. Let its lesson sink in. Then move to the next. Remember, Stoicism is not about knowing every quote. It's about living the wisdom. So pick up a book, find a quiet corner, and begin your journey. The path to inner strength starts with a single page. And who knows? Maybe one day, like Marcus, you'll look back and see how far you've come. Not because the world changed, but because you did.